Hey guys, this is a smoke detector video that I had promised you all before I left on my trip, and I am back now, so I am going to make this video now, just like I promised. So, what you see here, this is a Sears smoke detector. It's model number 462.57474, and it's dated 1987. Don't remember the exact date, but it actually does have the exact date stamped on the back. I'll look at that in a minute. This smoke detector, I got it from a friend, Garrett Insco at the Fanman87 on YouTube, Vintage Electronics 1985 on Instagram. And this was, I got this at the meetup that we did the day before I left. And I made you wait 2 weeks, and now you can finally see the smoke detector. So, this smoke detector is a rebranded Nalcor unit. It's Nalcor model 911, I think it was. They also had an AC powered unit. The Nalcor version was slightly different. It was arranged differently. The test button was like up here, or like here or something, and the horn hole was here, but it was shaped like it was circular instead of, slotted like that. So yeah, it's a really small unit. It's compact, unlike Sears' earlier units, like the ones, the 246.57046 that I used to have. Now I keep forgetting I don't have it anymore. And the 57045, which was the version without the heat sensor, all the Cerberus models and the BRK models, as well as the ones that were modeled after the Gateway Scientific, the ones that were made by Gateway Scientific, which were also slightly bigger. This one is actually a lot smaller than all those, as you can see compared to my hand. The old ones, like the BRK models, the Cerberus models, and the Gateway models, were all much bigger. They were about 8 inches in diameter, or not 8 inches, maybe 7 or 6, I don't know. But yeah, so this model is a lot smaller, and being a later alarm, it does have the piezo horn. So yeah, here's the back of it. As you can see, it has the mounting bracket on the back, and that just twists off like that. A very small, cheap plastic mounting bracket. And here's the label. As you can see, it is dated right there on the bottom, October 7th of 1987. It's item number 957474, model number 462.57474, 9-volt smoke detector. Alarm signal is a constant sounding of the horn. Weak battery. Trouble signal is approximately 1 chirp per minute. A red indicator light flashes about once every minute to indicate the unit is operating, and that red indicator light is right here next to the test button. The LED is sticking up out of the cover. Replace battery with Duracell MN1604. So this was made after Duracell split up from Mallory, because they don't say Mallory on there. Energizer 552, Gold Peak 1604P, Ever-Ready 216, Sears 4675, Sears Die Hard 3094, marked NEDA 1604A, and then stuff about the batteries, test weekly with button, the old Sears 80s logo, and Sears Roebuck and Company, Chicago, Illinois. It says right there, clean with vacuum. It does not say, surprisingly, how much radioactive material it has, which is really surprising on the back here. It doesn't even say radioactive material on the label. So I mean, I'm assuming it has 1 microcurie because that's what most of the alarms of this time had. But yeah, it's really strange. I guess we can go ahead and test it now. The test button is on the front here. It's circular, but it's like half of this. It's like half of the circle. So go ahead and push it. as you can hear, it has a pretty high-pitched 4/6. That pitch might actually be Nathaniel's favorite pitch, which is the A. And you saw that the LED flashed in pattern with the horn. Test it again for you. Yeah. And now I actually did figure out, sorry, the battery just kind of falls out of it. It's held in like by half the mounting bracket, so it doesn't have any like clips on there. I did find out that you can actually remove the cover. Let me get my screwdriver. The cover actually can be removed, just like on like a Kidda unit. It's like kind of like the Kidda units and Firex units. If you loosen these little tabs here, you can go ahead. Of course, this is going to be impossible to do with one hand. Let me set down the camera here and do it for you. Okay. I'm going to try not to break it. I did it earlier, so. Okay. And then this one's underneath the label. You can kind of like lift up the label with the screwdriver. See? So you don't tear the label. I hate tearing the label. Okay, there it is. Alright. So here's the inside of it. Very unique design. You can see that the cover, the test button is actually attached to the cover, and it's this little tab here, and when you push the test button, it actually pushes that tab down onto the top of the sensor, which is right here. And this is the sensor. Very small little sensor, as you can see, compared to my hand once again. I'm not sure if it says radioactive material or anything on there. It looks like it doesn't. That's really strange. So I don't know how much radioactive material is in there. I feel like maybe if I didn't get the manual with it, unfortunately, but I feel like it might have said it in the manual. And here's the horn right here. It looks a lot like the horn that Smoke Guard used, actually, in there. Well, not exactly, not really, actually. It's NTK, whatever that is, I don't know. But yeah, and there's the LED right there. It just flashed a battery compartment there, so yeah. You can't really test it without the cover because you need the test button to be on top of the sensor. But I'll go ahead and close up the cover now. It's kind of difficult. Let's see. Okay, 3 snaps. I'll test it once more for you. And I think that's about it. So that is the Sears. Oh, no, that's actually not it. I wanted to talk a little bit about, so yeah, like I said, this was Nalcor, made by Nalcor. They actually had a different version of this exact unit. It was a little bit different. You can see on the top here, the pattern around here is taken after their older models with all these vents here. In their older models, these vents, there were more of these, and they were actually open, like this, for the horn. But there were more of them. They made another version of this exact unit that did not have these lines in between. So it just had, I think, what was it, 3 or so rows? It was 4 rows. 3 or 4 rows of just like a straight, just grooves going around it. So yeah, I don't know why they did that. And I thought to myself that that version must be later than this one, because if they're still using the design like inspired by their older models, they must have stopped making this design and just switched to the regular grooves on it. Nathaniel has one, and Lind on YouTube. He has one that is that version with just the grooves around it. So yeah, you can see his video if you want to see what that looks like. But other than that, they're basically identical. Like I said, I don't know why they switched. So that is all I have to offer. I'll test it once more for you just because. So there you go. That's the Sears 462.57474 made by Nalcor. Thanks for watching and more to come.